Bitch, the tea is piping hot today. Drama Poodle, do you have drama for Daddy about Nicolette Gray? Oh my goodness, tell me the drama. Oh my goodness, Drama Poodle, I had no idea about that. Thank you for telling Daddy the drama. Bitch, Drama Poodle was just telling me all the latest drama about Nicolette Gray, and girl, the tea is piping hot. We are going to be exposing Nicolette Gray like she has never been exposed before. We're going to reveal who the real Nicolette Gray is. We're going to be talking about her mom, Dr. Nina Gray, and her shady past as a dentist who has gotten herself into some insurance problems. We are going to be talking all about how they just fired their latest camera guy, Christian. What's the tea about that, as long as the rumors that are swirling on the internet about them, as well as some more tea about Nicolette. We have so much to cover today, so girl, put on your seatbelt, buckle up. We are going for a ride today. Cue the video. Hey guys, and thank you again for joining me. My name is Steven Mango, and I'm a drama channel here on YouTube. If you want to stay up to date on all of the latest YouTube drama, please make sure to go down below and click on that subscribe button, as well as a bell icon right next to it, so you stay notified on all of my latest videos. So today we are going to be talking about all of the latest Nicolette Gray drama. Now, if you don't know who Nicolette Gray is, she was made famous, if you could go as far as to say that, on Dr. Phil.
My 16-year-old daughter, Nicolette, is extravagant, spoiled, and bratty.
When my mom refuses to give me money, I make her life a living hell.
She was a spoiled Beverly Hills brat. She and her mom were both on Dr. Phil. Her mom is a dentist, and Nicolette was on the show basically complaining about her mom possibly taking away her allowance.
Now, her previous allowance was $5,000 a month. Then you cut it to $2,500. Now you've got it down to $1,000. And she's just going ballistic, right?
Oh, yes. And that's why she wrote in. She just can't deal with it.
She was getting several $1,000s a month, and her routine on Dr. Phil was seen as somewhat comical, and people actually kind of grew to really like Nicolette, because later on it kind of came out that she wasn't really as much as a Beverly Hills brat as she made herself out to be. She did have a very eccentric type of personality where she would be naming her handbags and saying that her only friends were all of her luxurious designer items. And she decided to start a YouTube channel. Now, I've been following Nicolette Gray since her very first appearance on Dr. Phil because I just thought it was very funny, almost trolling about what she was doing and saying. And she started a YouTube channel. And I remember being one of her very first YouTube subscribers. Before I think she even had 10,000 subscribers, I subscribed to her channel and was keeping up with her life. Now, I was not a Nicolette Gray hater. I found her very entertaining, and I still don't consider myself a hater. And I think a lot of drama channels, people assume that because we are talking or spilling the tea about people, that means we dislike them in any way. I watch pretty much almost every single of the videos she's posted on her channel, as well as her vlog channel, and I subscribe to her mom, Dr. Nina Gray. So you guys know I actually do keep up with them, and I follow them over the span of the last year. So I think I have a very good understanding about Nicolette and the Gray family, more so than other channels who just spill the tea and don't actually keep up and watch the videos of the people that they are exposing. And it's actually kind of sad that it's come to this, because I think with a lot of people and you guys who follow Nicolette's channel, you went through a period of probably hate watching her, or you know, just disliking someone who is a spoiled Beverly Hills brat, to the point where she actually became very likable. She became a very big influencer, to the degree where she now has, or so we should say had, 1,080,000 subscribers. She has now gone red significantly on Social Blade. We're going to be explaining why and taking you on the journey of Nicolette Gray. Now, the Nicolette that we've been watching over the last couple weeks or months on her channel, I'm really starting to question if that was all real or what, because I was watching Nicolette and I'd even tell my husband Jeff and say, hey, you know what? She seems to really have changed and she's not really so bratty as she once was, and she's doing these really cool vlogs. Her show was, or her YouTube show is basically like a reality show. It was really exciting to watch and tune into, to see someone become very successful on YouTube. Now, what you may not know is that Nicolette was actually a failed YouTuber before her Dr. Phil appearance. Now, this may not be a big surprise to you guys, just given that, you know, a lot of people start YouTube channels and until they get some big form of exposure, like her being on Dr. Phil, that's what really catapulted her to actually be a big time YouTuber. But before, she was actually somewhat controversial. She used to curse a lot on her channel. But what she was kind of known for was this stunt where she actually showed up to Jake Paul's house, went over, knocked on his front door, and actually had an interaction trying to vlog with Jake Paul, which was very cringy, very embarrassing, and what Nicolette is trying to basically erase from the internet. We have a clip from that video, and we are going to run that for you right now. So, roll the clip.
Oh, hi. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, I'm vlogging. I just wanted to, like, say hi.
Do you hop the fence?
No, it's open. It's, like, wide open.
Oh. Dope. You didn't think I was gonna answer the door. You should have thrown something at me and then...
Oh my god.
I'm teaching you how to vlog.
Oh my god. I need to learn from you. You're a pro vlogger. Say something to the vlog.
Like and subscribe.
Smash that like button.
You better smash that like button there.
Okay.
Alright, bye.
Yes, Nicolette is a young girl. She's currently 17. At the time, she was probably even younger, maybe like 14 or 15. Not exactly sure how old she was at this time, but anyone with a brain cell knows that you don't go knocking on someone's door. It's a privacy issue, especially if they're a big YouTuber or a celebrity. You just don't show up and knock on someone's house and want to film with them. I'm sure if roles were reversed, if I went to Nicolette's house right now and I knocked on her door, they'd be calling the police on me. But Nicolette thought it was such a funny thing, and she even exposed it by posting the video clip and not respecting Jake Paul's privacy. I can't believe I'm talking about or defending Jake Paul in that regard, but it is just common courtesy to not just show up to a celebrity's home and knock on their front door. Now, Nicolette decided to start her brand on her YouTube channel and called herself the Beverly Hills Brat. Nicolette even has a merchandise store called the Beverly Hills Brat, where she sells everything from phone cases to hoodies to t-shirts and everything in between. This is very interesting because Nicolette doesn't actually live in Beverly Hills. It was actually posted, her home address, which I'm obviously not going to post here, but I went and I looked on some different home, realtor websites to actually map out and see where she lives. So we pulled up her home address on Google Maps, and it appears she lives near UCLA, which is more so Westwood or Brentwood in Los Angeles. Now, you guys can Google map this yourself to see how far Brentwood and Westwood is to Beverly Hills. It's not so significant where she's on the whole opposite side of town. It's still on the west side, but it could possibly be about 15 minutes away from Beverly Hills. Here is Nicolette's home from a realtor website. As you can see and recognize it from her YouTube channel, there's an estimated value at $2.545 million. When you take a look over here at the Google Maps, from Westwood over to Beverly Hills, in traffic, it could be up to 20 minutes of a drive. So she's not really exactly the Beverly Hills Brat as she wants to make herself out to be. It is very expensive to live where she lives, just as much as it is in Beverly Hills, but it's just very interesting that she's trying to almost live this life as this Beverly Hills Brat when she doesn't even live in Beverly Hills. So it's just very interesting that they're trying to keep up with the Joneses and give this appearance as if she is this luxurious princess living in Beverly Hills when she lives in Brentwood or Westwood. So that is the tea about that. So on Nicolette's channel, as you guys may have seen in the early days, and this is what's going to kind of play into later on the story, which is just kind of interesting and telling, what just happened with her cameraman being fired, which we're going to get all into why Nicolette is losing all of her subscribers. But she had this former wardrobe stylist who was her friend named Christian Aaron. Now, Christian is around the same age as Nicolette, maybe a year or two older, but he again is someone who was kind of trolling in the beginning with Nicolette, talking about all the designer that he had, and he was very much flaunting his wealth. He ended up moving in with Nicolette and her mom Nina and the family at their Westwood or Brentwood home address, and he was living there, and eventually the Grays decided it was a good idea to have it almost hidden camera style, where they were kicking out Christian from their home.
You don't live here. You cannot live here. You can't stay here anymore. I think, like, let's take a little break from each other. You know, get all your things out today. I think that would be really good. Let's take a little break from each other, and we'll see in the future.
And basically that's where Christian was living. He didn't get along with his family, or there was some type of issue there, and he was living with Nicolette. He considered Nina his mom.
If I could have a mother at all, I'd want you.
Now, that's also something to keep in mind with how they have these very close relationships with people that ultimately turn sour. So Christian was living with Nicolette and the family, and mom decides it would be a great idea to basically fire him and kick him out of the home. Now, it could be more to the story. As we've seen, people said Christian could have possibly been toxic or taking advantage of Nicolette, but he did introduce Nicolette to some other people such as Bradley Wanamaker and other YouTubers that Nicolette later went on to collaborate with.
All right, guys, I am here with my favorite person on the fucking internet.
I love you so much.
Can I see Gerald for a minute? Be careful.
Can I trust him, Gerald?
Can we? Thank you.
He's very sensitive.
We'll take your car if you drop him.
So he was almost kind of helping Nicolette with her channel and career to some degree, and I don't really buy that he was a bad friend to her. He later went on to expose Nicolette. I can't really find a lot of these videos that I did see, didn't save, where he was actually exposing in more detail about Nicolette, but he did go on to expose how fake that Nicolette and her mom were, and kind of bringing to light a lot of the truth about who Nicolette actually is. So I started to do some research on the Gray family as a whole, because it's kind of mysterious about like how they have all this money. There was also different rumors online about Nina having her dad pay for their home that they currently live in, which may be a rumor, or the ex-husband. There might have been some type of money that they came into in the Gray family, but Nina is a dentist, as we know. I wasn't sure who the dad was. It appears that Blair has a closer relationship than Nicolette. Obviously, they have a different dynamic due to their age. There may be custody issues. That's again something that we can research in a later video if you guys are interested in figuring out what was going on with that relationship. Maybe Blair and Nicolette have a different dad, because Nicolette did make a post on Father's Day. She was going like this, like spending Father's Day with my dad, and it was just like an invisible shadow. Again, she has shaded her dad, but we found out who he actually was, and we found a picture, and it appears that he's actually a realtor. So let's take a look at his profile. Taking a look here, you can see that their dad is named Jason Gray, and he's a real estate agent near Beverly Hills with Coldwell Banker. So this gentleman appears to be Nina's ex, and as we know, Nina has been trying to date around, and she just hasn't been able to really settle down with a guy. And in my opinion, even though I very much liked Nina, like watching her channel and stuff like that, it's just very cringy how Nina also acts. She was recently in a video with Nicolette around Coachella, or it could have been Stagecoach, where she was actually like breaking down in tears over her Instagram followers.
Are we having another Instagram meltdown? My Instagram pictures have been doing so bad. I'll help you with your Instagram. I'll be your Instagram consultant.
Will you?
Yes.
No one's helped me. I feel all alone.
If you want help, you have to ask for it. Start doing your makeup.
I don't think Nina's very mature for her age in that regard. Like if she's willing to break down in tears over Instagram followers, it seems that they're very much the Greys, what we initially thought that they were people who were very much like self-obsessed, like into like their luxury items and their glitz and glamour, and thinking like they are now these big famous YouTubers where they can go and screw over their loved cameraman out of their job, and actually showing like their vindictive cattiness after now they have this ego that Nicolette is this big superstar, and fans are getting very upset at that. So a lot of people started talking online about Nina and saying that she had a lot of very bad reviews on the internet about her former dental practice, as well as that she had issues with her dental license and her oral sedation license as well. So there was some drama about her obviously getting her license in trouble or possibly suspended or revoked. So I'm going to put in all the receipts here for you guys to take a look at some of the different reviews Nina's gotten and read about what happened to her dental license. And it's also just very interesting that Nina is working with like underprivileged kids in a city far away from Beverly Hills. Now, it could be very much that she doesn't need the money, and I think it's a great thing that she wants to be able to possibly help these kids and worked with kids in a lower economic status. I think that is wonderful and great if that is true. On the other hand, we're going to get into it after we show these receipts, but is it possibly due to Nina not being able to maybe get a job in a regular dental practice or being able to service other people due to her having all these bad reviews and having issues with her license in the past? So let me show you all the receipts that I have about Nina and her dental career. Nina has a lot of really concerning reviews online about her as a dentist and her former dental practice. This review, which you can read in full on Ripoff Report, is titled Nina M. Gray DDS, False Diagnosis, Fraud, Malpractice, Falsely Creating Extra Problems. This review states, Nina Gray falsely diagnoses her patients with disorders, tooth problems, and diseases. She then carries out a treatment plan for disorders that the patient does not even have. She automatically upgrades you to the most expensive procedures. This is malpractice. Dental Plus California will add extra items to the bill that were also covered by the insurance, double charging, as well as racking up your bill with tons of extra things that they will say they have performed and you know that they have not. The next review is called Nina Gray Dental Inc. Scamming Patients with Unnecessary Dental Charges and False Diagnosis North Hollywood. Within this review, they discuss how Nina informed them how healthy and good their teeth are, but told the insurance that they needed irrigation due to deep pockets and being at risk for gum disease. This is implying Nina and her office were trying to bill insurance for unneeded services and possibly taking advantage of non-English speaking patients who may not understand the services she is alleged to be overbilling them on. The third review is called Scam, False Diagnosis for Fraudulent Insurance Claims. Would have worked on healthy teeth with no cavities and charged me and insurance 5 times more than needed. This review discusses how Nina diagnosed the patient with 9 cavities when they only had 1, quoting her $4,400 when the work she actually needed was only $900. On Yelp, she also has many 1-star reviews. This review states how Nina used so much force on them that they blacked out momentarily. The force she used was so intense that it should have only been used on an inanimate object. Within moments of leaving the office, their mouth was overflowing with blood. They saw another dentist and they gasped at the damage Nina caused, saying they never saw anything like it. This other Yelp review in caps lock says that her office will double dip and overcharge and run away if caught. There are also other 1-star reviews posted on other websites. In Nina's defense, these reviews were posted after Christian was fired from Nicolette's channel and could have been written by upset fans. This leads us up to Nina and the Dental Board of California. Nina was placed on probation and faced many penalties, including one for $9,000. She was accused of unprofessional conduct, gross negligence, and obtaining a fee by fraud or misrepresentation. These records and filings are publicly available through the State Board website. If you want to After seeing all of this, guys, I did want to let you know that this is all public record. You guys can search this. This isn't anything that you guys can't find out by just Googling Dr. Nina Gray, or Dr. Nina Gray fraud is what I Googled to be able to find all of this information. I'm not saying that she is a fraud in that way. These are, again, other people's professional or other reviews on her services. This is, again, me just presenting this information out there. Again, you guys should do the research on yourself to be able to pull up these receipts on Dr. Nina Gray. I've never seen Dr. Nina Gray. I can't comment or say anything other than showing you guys receipts from other people's experiences and reviews, as well as with the California Dental Board, to actually show you guys those receipts that actually came out. So just a big disclaimer there about that. I think people can change. Yes, just like with attorneys and other things, sometimes people get into trouble or they have some sort of issues, you know, with insurance and billing and stuff like that, and they can turn themselves around. That's why they sometimes give these people a second chance by, you know, maybe suspending their license or doing something to later on have them come into better standing with their, you know, state board. I think that is just very shady that Nina did apparently possibly do different insurance billing things with other people. I think that is totally messed up if she did overbill and overcharge insurances or come up with treatment plans that were completely out of alignment with what people actually need. I think it is dishonest if you say, for example, you need a root canal and the person doesn't actually need a root canal. I think that is just really shady dealings, and it could kind of make sense why she's now dealing in a dental office for people of a low socioeconomic background. I also thought it was very interesting because I came across this article or this interview that Nina gave, and she gave this little statement about her dad. In this interview titled The Role Model in You, Dr. Nina M. Gray, DMD, the question for Nina was, who was the person that inspired you as a child to eat healthy and stay fit? What was their relationship to you? Nina responds, Dr. Mohsen Moghadam, my father. As she said, her dad is a doctor. So I decided to look up her dad just to see like what kind of doctor he was or what he did. It appears he's like an ear, nose, and throat specialist, and he actually operates his practice in Tarzana, California, which is up in the valley. I would say it's probably like 30 minutes or so from Beverly Hills, maybe. I'm not sure the exact like time from Beverly Hills specifically, but it's about like say 30 minutes. It's deeper in the valley. And his reviews are actually very similar, with similar type of claims that have been brought against Nina with insurances and having misdiagnoses. So let me show you guys a few of her dad's complaints just to see this actually might possibly run in the family. Taking a look here, Nina's dad also has very poor ratings for his practice as an ENT specialist. He has 3 stars on Yelp, which is slightly better than Nina was reviewed at, but not by much. This patient said, after this piece of trash, Moghadam told my husband that his headaches were nothing, had emergency surgery for a subdural hematoma. This review states he is reckless and an inconsiderate person. Another states to be careful with this doctor because he does not care about you and just wants to overcharge you and your insurance. His diagnoses have been wrong and terrible. Even the pharmacist said, do not trust him and his staff. There are 2 filtered reviews which both state he is giving them misdiagnoses. These are very similar to the type of complaints lodged against Nina in her dental practice. Very interesting and telling there. Now, fans started recently getting disillusioned with Nicolette, just like I was telling you guys a little bit earlier when people were upset with, or thought it was very weird, I guess, about Nina and Nicolette's fascination about Instagram likes and how Nina was crying over her Instagram and how they're always doing all these different like photo shoots for Nicolette and just kind of having this type of narcissistic personality. Fans started getting upset with Nicolette because she's always talking about like saying like these different like juice cleanses or like eating a salad, and that she needs to not eat, for example, so she can look good for her Coachella photos or for Stagecoach.
So for today's video, I'm going to be going on a juice cleanse. I went on a juice cleanse a while ago. It was just like a classic juice cleanse from Pressed Juicery, and I only did it for a day. I didn't even last the whole day. It was just like messed up, and I got so hungry, you know, like it just didn't work with the schedule that day, and I just couldn't last. But yeah, I wanted to attempt it again, and yeah, so I'm gonna go on a juice cleanse. I'm not doing it today, I'm doing it tomorrow. no. I'm gonna make sure that she doesn't cheat. She's not eating anything.
Exactly. Even though I'm not gonna cheat, guys.
And I think a lot of people were upset by this because, you know, young girls are impressionable. They're looking up to you, Nicolette, if you're watching this. And, you know, they see you talking about eating like just a salad or drinking juice. That's going to make people feel like, oh, like, do I need to do that? Like, do I need to obsess about my weight and different things? And even me, people don't really know this about me, but I had an eating disorder years ago when I was like, say, like 15 or so, and I'm 27 now. And I was severely underweight. I was basically like skin and bones. And I've struggled with that in the past. Not now, but it was something years ago that I just never felt, you know, good enough with how I looked and my weight and everything. So I feel like for Nicolette, when she has these young girls looking up to her, if Nicolette is possibly eating a very restricted diet or going on juice cleanses, it's something that you should not be, you know, telling your young impressionable audience about.
So I'm so excited right now. We're getting my dog today. I literally can't believe it.
As I was editing this video, a lot of rumors started swirling around that the Gray family actually possibly got rid of their dog Bentley and gave him up for adoption to another family. On this girl's Instagram post, someone asked, "Is this Bentley?" And she replied, "Yes." We don't have official word or confirmation on this, but it really does appear that the Grays possibly gave away their dog after only a couple months of owning him. So let's talk about why you guys are here, all the drama about her videographer, Christian Guiton, and all the drama that's been going on with that.
Big question is whether I still film with Nicolette or not. And the answer to that is no. All I know is I'm officially like done filming for them. Her manager did text me like at 3 in the morning saying like, hey, thanks for everything you did. Cool, thanks, like best of luck.
So Christian was basically almost just like the stylist Christian was considered like family to Nicolette and the Grays. Nicolette even had Christian in her intro of her Beverly Hills Brat YouTube show. And Christian was in there dancing along with the Grays and acting like everything was a grand old time. And he basically made their channel. He was brought in as someone who had like a history of like TV and film and video, like professional services, to help with the Grays possibly getting a YouTube series. And he was shooting their show basically like a reality show. And Christian, you guys can go over to his channel. I'll link it down below. Please subscribe and like his channel and support his content because he's actually really great at his video services. And he made Nicolette's show what it actually is today and helped her get to the 1 million+ subscribers she has now. Nicolette is a young girl. I'm not saying that she's not capable of possibly filming a video on her own, but her quality of her content was like not good when other people came in to film with her, or just like what she did before. Like clearly she was a failed YouTuber in the past. Clearly her videos weren't up to professional standards or were good enough to even get her to where she was, you know, a viable YouTuber at that time. Now she's making at least $20,000+ per month on her channel, which is soon going to take a decline if more people continue to unsubscribe and more information gets leaked about the Grays and their family. But Christian came in here, did an excellent job. People loved him because he was almost like the type of force that grounded Nicolette and Nina, where he had like a great rapport with them and very authentic, and he brought something different to their dynamic, like the yin and the yang, where Nicolette was always like this very flashy designer type of girl, and Christian was just like your average, just like dude type of guy who came in here and just kind of mixed up the dynamic where it was very fun and playful, and people really liked his commentary on her channel. So Christian gets fired the very first time. Nicolette fans kind of like rebelled against this and said, we want Christian, we want him back. Because she started bringing in other people to film and the camera would be like wobbly or shaky, or the editing wasn't good, or just the content itself was just like not it chief and it just wasn't very good. So Christian talked about how Nicolette fired him the first time and then they brought him back. Everything seemed to be good, and I'm like, oh, you know, it was nice that they brought him back because obviously whoever they were working with weren't good. But why do they feel the need to bring in other videographers when Christian was doing such a great job? He'd be there like kind of sun up to sundown to help Nicolette to grow her channel, edit these videos, show up early in the morning after being at her house till say like 5 a.m. He'd be back at 11 a.m. after like editing and working with her and all that sort of thing. I don't know personally, other than what Christian has said and what it kind of appears, since they were like really turning out 3 videos a week for the past like 10 months or something like that. So all of a sudden it seemed like Christian wasn't on the channel. Nina's videographer started filming for Nicolette, and people were like, where's Christian? Like, what is going on? All of a sudden we see this video from Christian. People were like, what is going on? Like, what happened? When, again, he was in the intro of her show, he was seen as almost like a family member to the Greys. Why is he being fired again, and he's being let go over a text from her manager? Like, thank you so much, it was great working with you. Like, you don't do that to someone that you consider so close, like family. He's there filming with them all the time. He's been on family vacations and trips with them. And if you're watching this, Nicolette or Nina, it's like, you have to realize this is why the fans are upset. You owe it to your fans and everyone who watches you guys that he was actually a part of your show. You might not realize that he was as liked because he was behind the camera, but people did tune in because they liked Christian and what he brought to your channel. So you have to kind of fill people in on what is actually going on. Now, people actually wrote to Nina and asked her, why was Christian fired? So this is what she tried to say. A fan wrote, love you no matter the drama between you guys and Christian. Nina responded, aw, thank you. There are always 2 sides to a story and we are handling it privately. Someone said, LOL, cause you guys at fault. Another comment says, please tell us something about all of this. It's heartbreaking. At Nina Gray, at Nicolette Gray, at Christian Guiton. Nina said, there are always 2 sides to every story. We would like to handle this as drama-free as possible. Someone goes, there isn't 2 sides. You are a snake, and he said it too, and he addressed that you have a lot of other blank. Now, this almost gives the impression that they're almost maybe possibly guilty, because you're saying, like, you want to be drama-free and you don't want to say anything. It's like, okay, great, but like, owe it to people to give some type of explanation. The fact that they're trying to erase him out of the picture and pretend like he didn't even exist actually says a lot more than if they actually said, oh, it didn't work out, or we brought someone else on board, or Christian was late one day, or if they gave some type of explanation, it still would be messed up, but at least we would know what happened. But given that they don't give any insight on what happened with Christian, is making fans fuming mad. So we're going to look at Nicolette's Social Blade. Her numbers are tanking. She is losing at least 10,000 to 15,000 plus subscribers. So let's take a look at her Social Blade as well as Nina's Social Blade. Here we are on Social Blade, and you can take a look at all the red numbers, which are all the subscribers that Nicolette is losing on her main channel, as well as over here on her vlog channel. And we are also over here taking a look at Nina's channel, also in the red. They are in the red. Fans are fuming mad at Nicolette and Nina. So let's actually take a look at Christian's Social Blade to see what Christian's Social Blade looks like. Here we are on Christian's Social Blade, and you can see that he's gaining subscribers very rapidly after this whole situation. So as you guys can see, Christian's gained over 20,000 subscribers in the last month. This just shows you, if you are a mean girl, that people actually are going to realize that, unsubscribe from you, and they're going to go for the hero, which is Christian in this matter. If you're mean, you try to screw people over. Christian has a family. He has a real life that he has to take care of. Nicolette may not realize that because she's a young girl. She thinks, oh, just fire him, when he was probably making a full-time living. When he quit or was fired initially, saying like he wants to go into better television projects, he came back to Nicolette and they probably paid him or offered him more money to be able to work on their channel full-time. And he went back probably because the money was good, or he liked the dynamic of having this family that he could be a part of. And here they go, screwing him out of his earnings, which maybe you can find out, maybe they gave him some money to go away. We don't necessarily know that, but Nicolette and Nina don't say anything, so people like me who are drama channels are going to come on camera and speculate on this whole entire matter. Nina and Nicolette really did him dirty, and that's why people are so upset with them right now. And like me, I'm a drama channel. It pained me, guys, to sit here and to do a video on them, because I actually really liked Nicolette and her content before all this drama went down. I liked their whole dynamic and their family and relationship. I've watched every single one of their videos. So that just goes to show you, even like me, like I didn't even want to engage in Nicolette drama, and it's like I almost have to, because it's just like so messed up what they did to Christian. And maybe Nina is so wealthy from her dental practice or insurance, different things that she pulled in the past, or from her dad or from her ex-husband or boyfriend, whatever. She might have some money that she inherited, whatever, but she's not realizing that most people in America, if you're not in Beverly Hills or Brentwood or wherever you are, you know, they live paycheck to paycheck. Most people, like after their week or two, like I know friends, or I've had friends who can't even take one day off of work, even if they're sick. Like they'll go in like throwing up, they'll be so sick, but it's like I have to because I won't be able to afford my rent or my child payments or like whatever it is. Like they won't be able to afford their life, like they won't afford food, because that's how tight people's budgets are in America, or just in the world in general. Most people can't do it. I could barely, you know, survive when I was working a normal job, you know, before obviously I met my husband, stuff like that, just because it was so hard to live in LA and be able to afford a lifestyle. So when you fire someone over text when they're doing great work, unless there's something we don't know about, there is a rumor that Christian possibly, and this is again a rumor, wrote to Tamara, who is the Beverly Hills princess.
So I spoke to my Beverly Hills doctor, and he did say that I have a rich girl syndrome. It's a very serious disease. It can be caught on Rodeo Drive. It spreads by swiping your credit card, and once you catch it, it can never be cured.
This type of drama is so silly, guys, honestly. Like, I'm like, I can't believe I'm sitting here talking about Beverly Hills Brad, Beverly Hills Princess, whatever. I live on the other side of town. I don't live in Beverly Hills, but there's always some sort of Beverly Hills drama, right? Beverly Hills Princess Tamara, who is also on Dr. Phil, she has like 14,000 subscribers, and she's engaged in drama with Nicolette, or she has in the past. They kind of have a feud because Nicolette claims that Tamara was copying her, and Tamara used a similar intro and is trying to copy her lifestyle in her videos and using similar phrases. Tamara pretends that she names her handbags and calls them friends, just like Nicolette does. Nicolette's made videos on Tamara and stuff like that, so there's been a lot of drama about that. So then apparently Tamara might have had something to do with Christian, or Christian out like during the break or during some period of time might have written to Tamara and said, hey, like, do you want me to be your videographer? Or Tamara wrote back and forth. I don't really know like what that drama is because there's not really receipts to that, but I'm just telling you guys that is possibly a rumor, and what Nicolette and Nina don't want to tell you guys possibly is that he was talking to their arch nemesis competitor, Tamara. But it's like, then if that was the case, maybe give him a pay raise, or say like, why do you need to do videos with someone else, or sign this exclusivity agreement? There is a reason. Like if I had a videographer and he said, oh, I have to film for someone else that day, I would understand, because I would say, oh, I'm maybe not paying him to be around the clock 24/7 like turning out content or whatever. It's expensive living in LA, like I said. I wouldn't maybe blame Christian for doing that, even if he did. Even if they're like enemies and stuff like that, like talk to Christian. He's your family member, guys, right? Like talk to Christian, see what's going on, and maybe try to help him or whatever, or figure something out. Again, we don't know until Nina and Nicolette speak out, but there is so much drama. Every comment on both of their channels, on their videos, especially on Instagram, I'm sure they're deleting things now, but even on Nicolette, she wasn't deleting. I'm gonna look now to see if I can put some in here for you guys, if I can find any probably now, but every new comment was about Christian. Every single one. The video sucks. The new guy, his camera shaky, or they don't like his personality, and there's different things about the new guy. He's not doing it like reality show style. Now they're saying Nicolette is basically like every other YouTuber, just turning out the same boring challenges and content and stuff like that. And it's just really sad, because now if they wanted Christian to come back, he's not going back, obviously. His channel's growing. He's gaining all these subscribers, even though, you know, people may not watch Christian in the same sense because he's so different than Nicolette. So I don't know if all her fans are going to go over to him, but he was very much liked. And it's just very sad that it came down to this. And just like I said with Christian, the stylist, Christian Aaron, they did the same thing to him. They bring these people in, oh my God, we're like family, and they brought in Christian like a son, and then they said, oh, you know, you're using Nicolette, or, you know, you said bad things about Nina, whatever, so we're kicking you out of the house. Like, maybe that was his family, and yeah, maybe he did say Nina was a bitch or something like that. Like, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there, but even if you did, like, you can be upset with people. I've called my friends stuff like that when I'm upset with them. Like, you work things out. You just don't, like, push them away. Same thing with the videographer. You just don't get rid of him just out of the blue, because now they think, a lot of people think like, oh, she's on 1 million subscribers now, so she thinks like she's all that, and she's gonna try to sell herself out to maybe like to get bigger and better. But right now she's losing tons of subscribers every single day, where now she's not going to be able to, you know, have the same channel as she did even a couple weeks ago, because, you know, you screw over one person to get ahead, you know, on YouTube, that's not It doesn't work out that way. People will shut you down so fast, and it's the good and bad thing about YouTube. But hopefully this is a rude awakening to Nina and Nicolette. I think that if you guys do want to like protest about this, unsubscribe from Nicolette and Nina's channels, and unlike your likes on their photo on Instagram, especially Nina, because like she's so obsessed with her Instagram, like unfollow them on Instagram, whatever. I'm just saying, like, if you're really trying to get them to protest, I don't believe like in like canceled culture and that sort of thing, obviously, but you know, these girls need to realize what they are doing to other people are actually hurting their livelihood. And since Instagram is their whole world, if you protest and you don't like their photos on Instagram or unlike it, I'm sure that might get them to feel like they need to comment so they can get their fans and engagement and all that sort of stuff back. And again, Nicolette almost from the beginning was under a lot of controversy from like her Dr. Phil appearance. Then she kind of got more normal, but there's been situations in between that have happened with Nicolette and different other people, creators, friends. There's been a lot of different things that people have kind of swept under the rug, but now it's all coming out like, wow, they are actually just as bad as when they first went on Dr. Phil trying to exploit Nicolette for fame, and then she got it, and now she's losing it. So anyways, guys, I'm really curious to hear what you think about this whole Nicolette Gray drama down below. Did you watch Nicolette? Did you know who she was? Did you unfollow her, or unsubscribe from her rather, after all of this drama? Did you like Christian? Do you think this is a big deal that she fired the videographer since she's the star of her channel? What do you think about everything as a whole, guys? I'm just really curious because not a lot of channels are talking about Nicolette right now. All these drama channels are making the same boring videos about James Charles, the house, and I just think that it was about time that we kind of mix up the drama worlds and kind of talk about someone new. So I'm curious what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. Do you want me just to make boring James Charles videos, the house? I can, but let me know either way. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, turn on your bell notifications. I'm going to have a lot more tea and a lot more to spill for you guys over the next couple weeks, so stay tuned. I have a lot more exciting videos I haven't even announced yet that you guys want to make sure you're staying tuned to. If you like YouTube drama, give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Also make sure to check out my Mangotology channel. I have a lot of Scientology tea if you're interested in that. stevenmangotv, Jeff is going to be doing another cooking video. I'm either going to upload that today or tomorrow, so if you want to see Jeff the Grumpy Chef, again, that's linked down below. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.